Judicial Crisis Network is launching its third ad today in what it calls, quote, an all-out effort to confirm Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. In a statement about the campaign, JCN President Carrie Severino writes, quote, Democrats and their allies are already launching vicious attacks against Judge Barrett's faith and family, picking up where Senators Feinstein and Durbin left off. This anti-religious bigotry is shameless and an attack on every person of faith willing to serve in public office. Stop the bigotry. Carrie Severino joins me now on Skype. Carrie, welcome back. Good to see you. Judicial Crisis Network expects to spend at least $10 million in this effort to confirm Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. Can we talk about the significance of that and also what you're hoping to convey in these ads?
Yeah, in a world where we know that the left is going to be absolutely doing everything they can, as Senator Schumer said, nothing's off the table to try to stop this nomination. And when we know liberal groups have pledged at least $10 million, we thought we need to be there to counter that because as the ad talks about, some of these attacks are un-American, are really ugly, and are even unconstitutional in the case of attacking her religious faith.
Carrie, JCN has played a major role in the confirmations of Justices Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. As you watch this confirmation process unfold, what are your thoughts about how they compare at this stage?
Well, remember early on in the Kavanaugh confirmation process, while you had a lot of the high-pitched rhetoric that we're kind of seeing now in the Barrett confirmation, we thought, okay, this is still moving slowly. He's such an impressive nominee. It's going to get confirmed. And it wasn't till the hearing, really, where we started to see things exploding with people protesting and getting dragged out of the hearings. Even then, it wasn't until slightly after that when really things went wild with some of these last-minute smears and allegations. So, well, I think right now it's very clear that, from her presentation on Saturday, I think so many people are really impressed with Barrett, not just her obvious brilliance, but, the way she carries herself, her grace, her charm. I think we have to be ready during the hearings, which are coming up on the 12th, that there could be more of these anti-Catholic attacks launched, just like we saw at her first hearing, the dogma lives loudly within you, this kind of thing, or from Senator Harris, like her attacks on the Knights of Columbus, because they actually hold to Catholic values of sanctity of life and sanctity of marriage. So I think we have to be ready for last-minute attacks because we know the stakes are very high for this seat.
Carrie, what would you say to critics of this overall process who say the winner of the November 3rd presidential election should fill Justice Ginsburg's seat? What would you say to that?
Well, I'd say we're going into a period where there's going to be really important cases potentially dealing with the election and helping to make sure we understand who the winner of the election is. It would be a very difficult time to have only 8 justices in the court potentially splitting 4-4 in any of those cases. I'll also point out that we have historical precedent for rapid confirmations and even unanimous confirmations of some of our previous justices, like Justice Ginsburg in 42 days, Justice O'Connor, who was confirmed in 33 days, and Justice Stevens in only 19 days. So there's more than enough time to get this done, especially with a nominee who, like Barrett, was recently confirmed by a bipartisan majority in the Senate. So she's not someone who's new to them. They're very familiar with her. I think this is a process that can move swiftly, and it's certainly one that I think the American people are going to be happy with because she's such an outstanding nominee, such a role model for women.
And Carrie, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Carrie Severino, president of Judicial Crisis Network, thanks again for your insights.